This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Monday, May 5th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. The month of May is here, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is getting ready to welcome race fans for the 109th Indianapolis 500. IMS and IndyCar President Doug Bowles tells Inside Indiana Business host Gary Dick that a grandstand sellout is likely.
Right now, today, as we tape this, we're a little under 10,000 tickets up over where we were last year at this time, which means that we likely sell out the grandstand sometime around qualifying weekend or a little bit thereafter. So if the pace continues like it has the last few years, I think that'll be a case.
A study released in 2023 found that events at IMS that took place over a one-year period generated more than $1 billion in economic impact for the state. Officials at Holy Cross College have broken ground on the first phase of a multi-year expansion of its athletic complex, which will focus on the college's soccer stadium and include a new lighting system to support night games and community programs. Later this week, the college will break ground on a $12 million residential complex, the first new on-campus housing at Holy Cross in a decade. Indianapolis-based Damar Services is continuing to expand throughout Indiana with plans for a new location in Richmond. The nonprofit said the Richmond campus will provide residential, outpatient, and community-based behavioral health services for youth in the area, including residents in Ohio. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Get ready for full throttle coverage as we shift into high gear for Business at the Brickyard, presented by LiUNA with support from the City of Westfield and Daniel's Family Vineyard and Winery. We're giving you the inside track on the powerful connection between motorsports and the Indiana economy. Join us at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and the stories that drive the business of motorsports. So buckle up and join us for Emmy Award-winning Business at the Brickyard coverage all month long.
Governor Mike Braun has signed a bill that requires greater transparency from the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. IIB's Mark Mazurek has more.
The bipartisan bill is one of the only pieces of legislation passed in this year's session which attempts to rein in the agency's reach and pertains specifically to IEDC land purchases. If the IEDC wants to buy more than 100 acres of land in a county, it must notify local governments and the state budget committee at least 30 days before the deal closes. And for each innovation development district in the state, the IEDC and involved local governments would be required to produce an annual report detailing the district's tax increment financing plan. Braun is taking a closer look at the IEDC after his office found potential impropriety between the agency and spun-off venture capital firm Elevate Ventures. In the last few weeks, he's frozen certain funds and is hiring an outside firm to do a forensic audit of the entire agency's financials. However, criticism has been building for years over whether the IEDC, which receives hundreds of millions in tax dollars each year, has been transparent and fiscally responsible enough. Questions were largely spurred by the state's major land purchases and proposed water pipeline to support its massive LEAP Research and Innovation District in Lebanon. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
After years of declining membership and institutional turmoil, Crossroads of America Council Scouting America has a new leader who says the organization still offers a compelling model for young people to improve themselves and serve others. John Carey, a 53-year-old Louisville native, last month became the organization's scouting executive and CEO. The Indianapolis-based Crossroads of America Council, formerly known as the Boy Scouts, oversees most of Central Indiana's Youth Scouting America programs. Carey has led scouting councils in Kentucky, Maine, Maryland, and Indiana for over 24 years, and his arrival at Crossroads of America Council comes as scouting organizations across the nation seek to stabilize and rebuild after years of decline and controversy. 500 Festival CEO Bob Bryant is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
Get ready for full throttle coverage as we shift into high gear for Business at the Brickyard, presented by LiUNA with support from the City of Westfield and Daniel's Family Vineyard and Winery. We're giving you the inside track on the powerful connection between motorsports and the Indiana economy. Join us at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and the stories that drive the business of motorsports. So buckle up and join us for Emmy Award-winning Business at the Brickyard coverage all month long.